Hey YouTube, Gordon Miller here. Okay, so I promise this is going to be the last video in the mentor series for now. And the last video we did was about Carl Albero, who had introduced me to some opportunities early on in the process around 2004, 2005 timeframe. And about that time, we were working on work with the State Department on the smart messaging portal, which is the portal that the State Department uses for email that Secretary Clinton was supposed to be using. But I worked on the design of that from 2004 to 2005. And during that process, I met Barry McManus, who was another great mentor to me. Barry was the director for the FBI of deception detection. FBI or CIA, I forget. I'm sorry. Sorry, Barry. It's a funny story. So I got a call out of the blue. I had no idea who Abraxas was. Abraxas, a major defense contractor, cybersecurity, contracts with the Department of Justice, things like that. And I got a call from Barry McManus, and he goes, we're going to be working on this deception detection training, and we're going to be training TSA agents, and we'd be interested in having you work on some stuff with me. And I was like, well, great. He's like, we're doing interviews, we're entertaining a bunch of different people, and interviews will probably run like 15 minutes. So when can you come? And I'm like, well, I'm available Wednesday. This is like Monday. And so I came on up and to Northern Virginia from Richmond, and had the meeting. I think it was like 1 o'clock, and got a chance to meet Barry. And I had not done any research on him, unfortunately, and I knew enough to know that he was the godfather of deception detection, and so and I knew that this contract was going to be for teaching TSA agents how to determine whether somebody's lying or not. So so we start discussing things, and he starts the interview, and he's like, so tell me about yourself. And I tell him about myself, and a lot of stuff that's covered in a lot of my videos, and he goes, well, tell me about your company. And all right, so I'm telling him about the company, and so what projects have you worked on? And tell me about those. And well, can you tell me more about this project? Okay, well, whatever, and we'll keep going, things like that. And I realized after a while, it's like, okay, well, it's longer than 15 minutes. And so keep going, keep answering his questions. About an hour, I start to get, and I'm really worried, but I'm trying to figure out, why is this thing still going on? He seems to be asking sort of mundane questions, but he keeps asking them. And about an hour and a half in, I finally was like so uncomfortable with the fact we had gone so long. I was like, I'm really sorry, but to take up so much of your time today, I mean, we were only scheduled for 15 minutes. I go, there's other people out in the waiting room. I mean, those people they've all been waiting all this time. I'm so sorry that, about that. How much longer do you have? And he goes, as long as it takes. And I was like, as long as it takes for what? And he goes, as long as it takes for you to start lying to me. And I was like, well, why would I lie to you? You're like the godfather of deception detection. I mean, you'd be immediately able to tell I was lying. And he goes, okay. He goes, that's the right answer. So I said, yeah, I mean, I try never to purposely mislead anybody on anything. I mean, I'm cognizant of the fact that I try not to lie to anybody about anything, but I certainly wasn't going to lie to him, certainly not about the projects or anything else like that. So, he goes, okay. We said, well, you're hired. So, and we got a chance to work together. We did a few more consulting projects, just working together on stuff and trying to find some other opportunities and things like that. It was great. I mean, I really enjoyed working with him, and I learned a lot about the process of the kind of things that he goes through and things like that. So, Barry's a real special guy, and I have a lot of respect for him. We every now and then we'd have dinner when I go up to Northern Virginia, and we'd meet at Capitol Grill and have dinner. I remember it was probably like '07 or something like that. We had dinner one night, and he had bought a Maserati um, uh, Gran Turismo, and drove it, and it was a great car. And so dealing with guys like Barry, who were just absolute experts in their field, it was great working with them, and it was just, it was interesting that that whole interview process of, look, as long as it takes for you to start lying to me, and so I was like, well, I'm not going to lie to you. So, and but it was great to work with him, and ultimately, those are the kind of people I like to work with. I like to work with people who are experts in their field, who uh, have a lot of experience and can respect the process. And it was a great collaboration. Just working with them on getting some ideas fleshed out. We ultimately didn't end up working on a contract that I can recall with Abraxas directly, so it didn't ultimately end up with any billable effort. But I do recall filling up a couple whiteboards with Barry and talking through some things, and working through that. Also, he has an amazing range of knowledge that he has insights into, and so. But anyway, I really think that one of the things that I've always tried to do is focus on telling the truth and standing by that, and those kind of things. And it was great that Barry reinforced the value of that, and that was that's what made him a great mentor in my mind. Thanks.